This is a short demo of the WispWatch management system by ServerPlus. Right now we're going to go ahead and log into the system. Alright, now we're logged into the system, so what we're going to do now is search for an account. But I'll go over a few things you're seeing in front of you right now. It's pretty basic. It's made to be very simple and easy to use. You'd simply just go to the search box and type in the name, address, MAC address if you know it, IP address if you know that, of the device that you were trying to find. Or phone numbers and things like that, which we're working on some integration with trackers so that it'll be easy to do things like that. There's a screenshot function, which allows you to take a screenshot of what you're seeing, highlight the prevalent information, and you can send that. You can save it or email it or whatnot. This is particularly useful on accounts where you notice problems that haven't been taken care of. So right now, let's go ahead and look up an account. Type in V and see what comes up here. Alright, we'll try this David Allard. It's going out and talking to the access point or the device direct, depending on what it can do. So it tries to talk to the device directly. There we go, it's loaded now. So we can see that the radio is online. Looks like it has a pretty bad signal. The name of the access point is 5 Mile 57 Northeast access point. It gives you the IP address, lets you know the device is in bridge mode. Device name is showing up as the MAC address, so they must not have populated that field in the radio. There's no IP, probably because it's in bridge mode. The uptime, it tells us that the signal strength is poor, and it has changed the color of that text, so it jumps out at you. We can see that it's up at 100 base TX full duplex, and that the Ethernet link is enabled in software. That's something important, especially in Cambium radios, to know. Sometimes it gets disabled in software. So we have a few utilities. You can reboot a radio. And this works for Cambium, MikroTik, and Ubiquiti gear. It also pops up and lets you know, hey, if you do this, you might kick the customer off for 5 minutes. You can run a link test on Cambium devices. It's configurable. You can change the length of time link test runs. So this one's supposed to only be 2 seconds. There we go. So 100% uplink efficiency, 99% downlink efficiency, 2.95 megabits up and 10.42 down. A simple ping lets you know the radio is up. We have a event log down here. The backend poller adds to the database little tidbits of information, so over time you'll be able to see jitter and signal levels over time. MAC addresses show up if it's in bridge mode, and it lets you know what they are. So if a customer says, hey, I've just got a Belkin router and it's not working, and let's say they're a power code user or something like that, and they need to put the MAC address in the system, they'd be able to say, okay, so you bought a Belkin radio, let me see if I can find that in your bridge table. Oh, got it, and put that into power code. And the user event log just stores things that we do. So if we reboot the radio, that is stored. We run a link test on the radio, that's stored. You ping the radio, that's stored. You view the radio, that's stored. You view an access point, that's also stored. So there's log events generated for all that. We have some basic graphing, some traffic graphs, signal level graphs, and a jitter graph. You can log into the SM directly without a username or password. That's all stored on the back end, so no one needs that. You don't have to give that out to anybody. Same thing goes for the access point. And this is used for more diagnostic purposes, if there's information that is not shown that you may possibly need. And that's a quick overview of what an account looks like. Another nice feature of WispWatch is that we support external triggers for alerts and messages and redirects. A few use cases would be, in this case, a trigger has been sent to say, hey, this customer coming from this IP address has not paid their bill. So a message is generated, and when I try to access the internet, this is the message I get. It lets me know that this account has been suspended due to non-payment and I need to contact billing to restore internet access. We've taken this a little further, and with Tracker and your billing system, whatever that may be, we allow you to create other custom messages. For example, in the system, let's say that you have an access point that is down and you want to display a message, or you just want ServerPlus employees to know, hey, if a customer calls in and they pull up this account, save yourself the time of troubleshooting, and just look at the top and you'll see, oh look, this access point has been flagged as down, and it looks like it's going to be about 7 hours. So if a customer is experiencing intermediate connection or connectivity or anything like that, you can look here and say, oh, we don't really need to troubleshoot anymore. We just need to let the customer know that this is what's going on. And this is generated by either Tracker, or we have an interface where you can also come in and create alerts. So you can select one access point, all your access point. This just goes to the database and loops over all the access points that are there. So you can select a bunch or individual ones that it affects, create your message, only show an alert on customers on affected access points, or redirect all customers broadcast message for those that are connected and can see this. And this isn't just for outages and things like that. This could be for changes. Let's say you have a maintenance window and you're going to use that and you want to inform all your customers. This requires that they click OK, and then it sends them back to their to what they were doing on the internet. This integration also requires that you're running a MikroTik somewhere between where the customers, somewhere on your network close to where they're exiting the internet. So if you're running a MikroTik at your head end, you can do it there. If you need to put one between some access points and your outgoing internet connection, you can do that. But it does require that it sits in the middle of something in order to do that. And it does that based on MAC address, IP address. And if you have crafty customers that say, oh, okay, I've been redirected for non-payment, let me just go ahead and unplug my radio and try to get a new IP address. The system will know that they got a new IP address and change the rule to let them know that, hey, you're still not getting out. So, right, well, this concludes the demo of the WispWatch management system by ServerPlus. Any questions can be answered by Lane or myself. Thank you, and have an awesome day.